not only as a player, but also as a manager. Yes, the Astros also have the players. They have Correa, they have Altuve, they have Greinke as well. So that's also has, put them in the game. And yes, there's going to be some hard feelings with, yes, the scandal, the cheating, but is there still a moment for the Astros to come on top? So I want to see what you guys have seen taken from this season. The Astros, I know there's going to be a lot of comments here, so you can go ahead and let it out, what you see, and what does this mean to the Astros should they go to the World Series?
Oh, man. Let's start with the Astros. Well, let me see. I have personally seen them and talked to them in all these last World Series that they've been to, and I don't like them. I used to like them. You say they have great talent, like you said, Correa, George Springer, Gurriel, Altuve. They have great talent, but they just they're cheaters. They're cheaters. They use the cameras. I just can't get past it. I can't get past it, and they weren't the nicest to the media either, from a personal point of view. And I didn't find that out until I was there, So from 2017, 18, and 19, I haven't liked the Astros. And then this came out with them cheating. I was like, I knew it. Something was wrong. They didn't like the media. They didn't want us there. But, and with the Astros, this would be the best thing to happen to them to make it to the World Series and win. I don't want that to happen, but for them, it's the best thing that can happen so that they can prove to everybody, hey, no matter what, we're still a better team. We don't need to steal signs. We got it. And I'm still mad, like Brett said earlier, that they're serving their suspension. The other people are still serving their suspension when there wasn't even a season. It was COVID, everybody back in their countries, and they're still serving suspension. Like, that wasn't fair. I think maybe like another season or two on suspension would work better. But yeah, the Astros are not a team to, just give up on. So I'm going for the Rays, but with the Astros, it's the best thing they gotta do here is to win, but I don't want them to.
I hate to admit this, but they have a lot of good players, and I don't even like giving them any praise at all. But they got some dudes on that team that they can hit and they can defend, and I don't like admitting it, but they're really good. They have a lot of talent, and they should be where they are right now with that much talent. And they did do the whole tanking thing to get all those high draft picks, and now they're showing how good they are, and they drafted well. Can't ever forgive them for all the scandals and stuff like that. And if you have to go to that many lengths to win, it's just you're ruining the game at that point. So I don't. You're devaluing the game. There's no integrity there. So as a former player, I'll never respect that. But yeah, I think the best way to shut up the critics is win. So if they do it legitimately, I guess that's what we're going to hear, is that they're just as good as they were, cheating or not. So I don't want to see them win. I'm not ready to not ready to come around to rooting for them, but they have a lot of talent, so they're going to be tough to beat.
What I hate the most about the Astros is their arrogance. For me, we didn't need to cheat to win. And my question is, why the hell did you cheat then? That type of thing. And going back to something Brent mentioned earlier in the show, they did catch a break, obviously, with COVID and no traveling. The other thing we forget is they were only playing regionally, so within their division, and maybe a little west because they're obviously in Houston. But I'm hoping next year we get things cleared up. They still have to go face the wrath of every major league city out there, from the Florida all the way up to Washington, wherever, Seattle. So they're eventually going to get theirs. The rough part is we still have to watch them now be semi-successful, obviously, taking us to a Game 7. And our worst fears might be realized if they pull this off. And then, like I said, I can imagine these guys walking around right now. I can feel them walking around giving everybody the finger because trying to prove to us that they didn't have to cheat to win. And like I said, once again, I go back to, if you didn't have to do it, why did you do it? And then their pure arrogance, like we're dummies because we're even questioning them. The person I feel the most sorry for is Dusty Baker. He's one of the best dudes in all of baseball, and picked to basically take over that ship and represent those guys. As nice a guy as he is, I hate having to root against him right now, but I am definitely rooting against the Astros and everything they stand for right now. And I'm just like you, Brett. People always ask me about the steroid thing and then the cheating and stuff like that. I was a dude that went through my entire baseball career, 9 years, never touched a steroid, never did other things. And I watched guys climb the ladder and I knew some guys were doing things, and it was like, obviously code of honor, we're not going to run around dropping dimes on people or anything like that. But I know a lot of dudes that turned into millionaires because of things they did that I wasn't willing to do, regardless of what it could have brought me financially. And I hold a grudge. And I would, if I'm other players that played against the Astros, man, I can't wait to get a hold of those dudes, and I'll pay fines for maybe a couple, buzzing the tower and stuff like that. But these dudes, man, their pure arrogance alone just makes me despise them, and that's why, I'm with a whole lot of people and you guys as well, and rooting against them.
Yeah, I don't like their attitude from the very beginning, when even before the season was coming out, just the way they conducted themselves in front of the media, and just the way that they just seemed so so cavalier about the whole situation, and like, well, we don't care. We don't apologize. It is what it is. We are here, and we're the Houston Astros, and yeah, damn what everybody else thinks about us. But if there is one bright spot, Joe, like Joe said, it is Dusty Baker. I love him, and it's unfortunate that he has to be the manager and take the brunt of this situation and be the face of this franchise as their manager.
Man, I love seeing Dusty with all his wristbands and everything. That dude, man, he's one of the coolest cats out there. Years and years and years ago, I bumped into him. I was still playing ball at the time, and he was out at one of the clubs, man, with his toothpick in and everything. I'll never forget that. He's one of the coolest dudes of all. So I love seeing Dusty do his thing. Just sad that he has to do it with the Astros.
He had a tough situation coming in, having to take over, like you said, take over that ship. Like, You're walking into a mess and dealing with all the criticism and the hate, and you got to manage these guys and pretend to like them or pretend to, make them seem normal again. Like, that's a tough gig for him.
And I think he was picked by design, just for that very reason. Who's gonna hate on Dusty Baker? Everybody hates on the Astros, but when they look at Dusty Baker, they're like, who really hates him? Who can hate on such a nice guy, like Ed said, such a great dude?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he has to be a part of that organization, but, hey, it's a job.
Yeah.
May not be the best job in the world, but it's a job, right?
He's going to like those playoff bonus checks, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. So let me ask you this. What if we're get down to C, maybe this season, maybe not, maybe next season or the season after that, because it will still be fresh and hurting for quite a bit from that scandal, Houston Astros. And then I know one team who has been very vocal about it has been the Dodgers. So what if we can get down and come to see in a World Series, Dodgers Astros?
Oh man, Brett is smiling because like inside he's like jumping of excitement because he wants that to happen. And let me tell you, as much as I hate the Dodgers as well, it'll be the best thing for them to get to the World Series and beat the Astros. And that's what's going to finally, LA's going to go crazy. Watch out. Yeah. Extra security up in LA because they got the Lakers and the Dodgers now winning. Oh no, but it'll be the best thing for that to happen. And if there's anything that's going to fix losing all these years in a row, it's going to be beating the Astros in the World Series this year.
That would cure all the ills, wouldn't it, Joe? And everybody, just to knock off the Houston Astros, a team that everybody pretty much hates and despises, and nobody wants them there. But if they do get there, and for the Dodgers to knock them off, and clearly that would save Dave Roberts' job, and again, bring another world championship to L.A., and, we saw what happened when the Lakers won a championship. L.A. went crazy. If the Dodgers win it, they'll go crazy even more. Because when's the last time they won a championship? Was it 88?
The 1988, they both won, Lakers and Dodgers. That's the last time.
Yeah. Wow. That's over 32 years?
32.
Wow.
33.
33?
2.
32.
No, 32.
2.
Yeah.
32.
Joanna and Eileen weren't even born in 88.
I was born in 89.
I was.
So it makes it 32 years.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Look at these young kids, Ed. I mean, come on. Joanna, Brett, and Eileen, just young kids. And you and I, just old dudes. We're just, you know.
We need the wisdom from you guys.
Yes.
Ed's kind of quiet. Am I on the island by myself, Ed?
That is on
No,
He's on mute.
I was just sitting here agreeing with you, man. I got socks in my drawer older than some of you guys. So. Yeah, they make movies out of this kind of stuff. If the Dodgers were to get to this, get to the World Series after overcoming the deficit here with the Rays, and then, it'd be perfectly scripted to either sweep or go to Game 7 and win it with a walk-off or something like that, just like they did all those years ago. Not necessarily, with Gibson with the walk-off. That's what they write movies about, and I guarantee you, after, especially obviously with the cheating scandal coming out and everything, the Dodgers, they definitely want the Astros so they can rewrite the history. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's, right from the very, very beginning, if we get to that series, if there's not bad blood in it, because if anybody would want some get back, it would be the Dodgers against the Astros, especially because they feel like something was taken from them, and not rightfully so.
I would say there'd be nothing worse than to get to the World Series and lose to the Astros. So I don't want to see that, okay? That would be like the ultimate, Dave Roberts, you're gone. We're trading Kershaw. Like, everybody's got to go. No, that would be the worst. We're cleaning house after that. No. It would be awesome to see that, the total revenge series. That would be like the best case scenario. And like we were talking about earlier, Lakers and Dodgers haven't won together since 88. So it'd be like the perfect storybook ending to a terrible 2020. Both LA teams finally win the championship. It would be awesome if they were able to do that. But any World Series we'll take at this point. Like, I don't care if it's the Rays or Astros. We'll take any of them. So, but yeah, I think it would bring some more ratings and more interest for sure as far as like fans go. But yeah, that's the series we want as the Dodger fans, and hopefully we get them.
2 more questions before we go ahead and wrap this up. The first question that I'll ask is, who's been your favorite either team to watch or series to watch?
Favorite series to watch? It would be, I think it was the Yankees and the Rays. That was a really good series. And for Tampa to stand strong and take them to 5 games and win the way they did in the bottom of the 8th when they hit a home run to pretty much eliminate the New York Yankees, the fact that they knocked out the Bronx Bombers, the team, of course, the team that they look up to and say, okay, they're the gold standard in the American League East, because the Red Sox had an off year. Otherwise, it would have been the Red Sox and the Yankees as the 2 gold standards. They know they needed to knock off the Yankees if they wanted to advance and make their organization even more stronger, to know that they knocked off the Yankees in the playoffs to get to the ALCS. So for me, it was the Rays knocking off the New York Yankees. That was a huge victory for them in that series.
Yeah, I would agree. That was a great series, too. I was just looking back. I think that the Padres and Cardinals, that was a good series, even though it was only 3 games. That was and they were, hitting bombs, and, Machado and Tatis were going, starting to go off a little bit. And St. Louis is that team that they're like the Spurs. Like, you just can't get rid of them. So they're always in it. They're always good. But I thought, the San Diego and St. Louis, I thought that was a cool series to watch.
No, I'm going to have to agree with that one, because one of my favorite teams to watch was the Padres this year. That excitement with Tatis Jr. and Machado, I just love it. That adrenaline, that playing with all that heart. I loved it. That was my favorite series and my favorite team to watch, Padres.
I'm going to go, I honestly, I don't know if I can pick a favorite, because this is like going to like one of those really high-end buffets when you go up and you try the prime rib first and you're like, damn, that was good. And then you go up and you get the fried chicken. So for me, it's been the entire, playoffs in general. Just good series, a lot of good baseball. Like I said, it's hard for me to pick because, like I said, I'm a buffet man. At least I used to be before this COVID hit us. I don't know if I'm going to any more buffets, but as far as my baseball, I'm right there. Like I said, I love the whole shebang bang.
The whole spread. It was a really good spread. With having 16 teams and how just everything battled out, and just it's been a duel with each of these series that we've seen. It is, for me, it's also hard to pick just one team or to pick just one series. It's it's all just been great. But, unfortunate season that we've had